My brain is so fried right now. I'm ready for the challenge to be over. The Queen Colleen Hoover released a new book recently. I don't want to say I'm bored. I had like stress dreams about it last night. This vlog and this challenge is not going how I expected it to go. And it was just gonna be so easy and so fun, and this is not easy. And I don't know if I'm having fun or not. Hello, everyone. Okay, that was weird. Good morning, everyone. I was not that chipper this morning when I first started this video. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. It's me, Elise. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back, everyone. As you can tell by the title of this video, we are doing the 24-hour reading challenge. I am so nervous. I had like stress dreams about it last night. I'm not even joking. Now, if you don't know what the 24-hour reading challenge is, basically it's where you time yourself and see how many books you can read in 24 hours. The thing about this challenge is that I'm adding a little bit of a twist. As we all know and have probably seen on all of our feeds, the Queen Colleen Hoover released a new book recently. I know there's a lot of like love it or hate it in her community right now. I honestly haven't read enough books to know where I land on that scale, but I know that there's a lot of hype, and usually when there's a lot of hype, there's a reason for it. Today, the 24-hour reading challenge is only CoHo books. Only Colleen Hoover books. In honor of her releasing It Starts With Us. Now, I did read It Ends With Us earlier this spring, maybe in April, and I enjoyed it. So I have been excited to read this book. Other books we have that we are planning on reading today are Reminders of Him, which I have borrowed from a friend, and Ugly Love, which I've heard so much about and have owned this for a while, so that was a good time to read it. I also have Heartbones on audiobook for that time of day when I need to do some other tasks that I just can't have my face in a book. I just realized that they're all blue. Comment down below, what color book do you have the most of? For me, it's definitely blue. And then I would say black. Let's see if I can get through all of these books. We're actually already 55 minutes and 24 seconds in. I started a little bit earlier, but let's be honest, your girl needed a few cups of caffeine before she could function. I'm still probably not functioning properly. Currently, I am on page 64. Yes, that is what we're doing today. Okay, I'm definitely stalling. Let me just take my books and go. I'm literally only on page 6 and I'm already really excited. It literally starts right after It Ends With Us. Like, the ending of It Ends With Us, Lily and Atlas like randomly run into each other and have a conversation. And this is like an hour and a half after that conversation. You guys, I have to share this quote that just like melted my heart. Atlas and Lily are talking, and Lily is conflicted because of her complicated relationship with Ryle. Atlas goes, "You shouldn't allow your concern for his feelings to persuade you to give up what could be the second best thing to ever happen to you." I got hungry, so I decided it was time to make some breakfast. And by make, I mean literally make some cereal. I was actually surprised by how difficult this was. I would find myself just like standing there, getting lost in the words and kind of forgetting what I was doing. I'm currently sitting outside. My dad was doing some work on the land, cleaning it up and starting to kind of stockpile some of our wood. So he's burning some brush, and I was still cold because we had like a cold snap. And so I came outside. The weather is so lovely and there's a coolness outside still, and fire and the sound and the warmth. It's just been really nice. I am currently an hour and 45 minutes into my 24-hour reading challenge. It feels like it's been much longer. But I'm halfway into this book, so I just wanted to stop and check in. I'm really enjoying it. Colleen Hoover does write really smoothly. If you've read the first book, you know that Lily wrote letters, and in this book, Atlas has started writing letters to Lily to explain more of his background and everything. So I thought that was so cute. There have been a few things that Atlas has said, and I'm just like, my heart. We just had a bit of a surprise for Atlas. Someone from his family showed up, and I think that's going to kind of put a little bit more of a drive into the plot because it's been very character based so far. Let's keep reading. I just read page 277. My heart. I'm almost done. I'm so close to being done. I'll update you soon. Hello again, everyone. I just finished It Starts With Us. Let's see how long that took me. 4 hours and 17 minutes consecutively. It was good. The way that I'm going to describe it is it read a lot like Lily and Atlas fan fiction, which like, it was a good time. There were some really sweet moments. So I can't wait to go back, annotate it, and put some tabs in. It ends with a happily ever after, which I love and adore. I will say reading this, like, I miss my rom-coms. But I remember reading an article once with Colleen Hoover where she was like, I tried writing a rom-com, she tried writing a comedy, and she was like, I failed miserably. It just ended up being more serious than before. So she said that was her sign to like not write rom-coms. So I can't blame her. I think next I'm going to listen to Heartbones because I'm a little restless. I want to eat some lunch. I want to go for a walk. I want to do some YouTube things, and I'm gonna make some coffee because I got a little drowsy earlier. Pro tip for all of you out there who like to listen to audiobooks or podcasts, or maybe you make a bunch of calls during the day and you have trouble with your AirPods dying. I've had this happen to me a lot because I forget to charge them. But my boyfriend is a long distance runner, and so he often listens to things when he runs, and so he taught me to only use one at a time, because if this one dies, then you can like switch them and the other one can charge while you're listening. And I've never gone back. It works so well. For those of you who are avid listeners, hopefully this tip might help you a little bit. So I realized that I did it again and I didn't explain what this book was about at all. With It Starts With Us, it's kind of a given because it's a sequel and you like absolutely have to read It Ends With Us to know and understand what's going on in that. With Heartbones, it's a little bit different. It's a standalone, and I can give you a bit of a description. The story is about a girl named Bea. She says that all that her family has given her is life and a terrible last name. After carving her own path, Bea is well on her way to bigger and better things. She only has 2 short months separating her from the future she's built. However, a death puts a stunt in her things. I'm wondering if maybe it's the death of her mom or whomever she's living with. And so she has to go to a random peninsula in Texas and live with a dad who's like never been in her life. I'm assuming because he's the only one left to go to. Her next door neighbor, when she's living with her dad, is Samson. It seems like he's gonna throw a wrench in her plans for the summer. She comes from a life of poverty and he comes from wealth and privilege. They have nothing in common on the surface. The one thing that they do have in common is being drawn to sad things, and she is definitely sad. All right, let's start the clock. And let's start the book. I'm also very curious to know what speed you might listen to audiobooks at. I usually listen at around like 1.5 speed. Time to go for a walk.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted, you've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head, I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test, I better not text or I'll come off desperate. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my something out of my nightmares, standing right there.
Hey everyone, I just finished with my walk and I am going to fuel up with some coffee. I'm currently an hour and a half into Heartbones. In the first chapter, her mom dies of an overdose. It's literally like within the first few sentences of the story, no spoilers. It's her trying to decide like, where do I go? What options do I have? And it becomes evident that living with her dad is the only option that she has. She has 2 months until she has a dorm room available for her in college. So I'm getting this vibe that her and her father don't communicate often. They always communicated through her mother, and that her mom lied to her. I'm also getting kind of Pride and Prejudice vibes from Bea, who is the main girl character and someone she runs into. And it's just like obvious that Samson is meant to be her leading man. Bea has a very like shielded, don't come past my gargantuan walls with a moat around them kind of vibe. But I'm excited to see her character growth. After I get some coffee, I'm gonna work on some YouTube stuff. And then I might save the rest of the audiobook for later in the night, because if I'm listening and like crocheting or something, then I could probably stay awake easier. We'll see.
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like all
right, my next video is all up and ready. 6 hours and 40 minutes into the challenge, and I am 3 hours into Heartbones. I will say the narrator's not my favorite. I don't want to say I'm bored, but I'm really antsy. I'm used to doing more activity in a day, and so I think like sitting and listening and sitting and reading is making me like really antsy. Hello everyone, it is much later. It's currently 11:30 p.m. I am currently 10 hours and 49 minutes into the 24-hour reading challenge. I feel like I've been at this for a really long time. And honestly, I'm a little bored The reason why my time's a little less than probably expected is I paused it to go get dinner with my dad. My mom worked late today and we had a chance to have a father-daughter night out. So we went and got dinner together, which we don't do very often. So that was nice and definitely worth pausing this challenge. But I'm definitely seeing now why it's called a challenge, because it really is. I'm struggling a little bit. I am 198 pages into Ugly Love. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this book. Let me give you the synopsis. So Tate is working on her master's and moves in with her brother, Corbin. Corbin is a pilot and has this group of pilot buddies. One of his friends lives across the apartment from him, Miles. And Miles and Tate meet in a very unconventional way. The first chapter, very entertaining, had me hooked immediately. It's obvious that Miles is damaged. Poor Miles. But they just have this like instant attraction. The story is told in dual point of view, past and present timeline. The present timeline is Tate. The past timeline is Miles, but 6 years previous when he's like 18 or 19 years old. Tate is 23. Miles is supposed to be 25, but he just got captain as a pilot, and that just seems a little young, but you know, you never know. They decide to do the friends with benefits thing, but Tate is starting to do that thing where she's like, but we could be so much more. And of course Miles is resisting. Maybe I'm not loving it because I've experienced that in college myself. I've already lived that. I've moved on. And so maybe that's why it's not hitting. There are moments when I really enjoy this book, but I haven't loved this book as much as I want to. I know something devastating is coming soon. Maybe it'll just all make it click for me, but it hasn't yet. I look like a hot mess. I feel like a hot mess right now. I don't know if any of that made sense. Yikes. I washed my hair and blow dried it, but I'm out of product, so it's so frizzy. We're gonna keep reading. Bye. Yes, Tate. Oh yeah. Oh man. So she's like yelling these things at him, but then like in the next paragraph she's like, I'm lying. Never mind, I take that back. I'm lying. I really do want to be a part of his issues. I want to immerse myself in his issues and become his issues. But I'm supposed to be this independent, headstrong girl who doesn't cave just because she likes a guy. Now here's the problem I have with that. It's like she wants to dissolve herself and become him. I just finished chapter 37. Oof. Wow. That one got me. Oh man, that one hit hard. Only like 20 pages to go. It's 2:15 a.m. and I'm roasted. I'm gonna sleep for a few hours and finish this dang challenge tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. I am currently 20 hours into the challenge. I slept for like 4.5 hours and then I woke up, but I didn't like get up and start reading again because I just don't know how I feel about this. I honestly really feel like a mess. Like, this vlog and this challenge is not going how I expected it to go. I thought it was gonna be great, amazing, that I was gonna plow through these books, I was gonna be so in love with them, and it was just gonna be so easy and so fun, and this is not easy. And I don't know if I'm having fun or not. So I know that I like updated you guys last night, but I don't think any of it made any sense. And nothing was coherent. This is what it was like last night. It's getting late. I'll probably edit a lot of this out. I finished Ugly Love last night around like 1 or 1:30 a.m. I have mixed feelings about this because there were some moments in this book that were really powerful that I wanted to go back and annotate. But like this much of the book drove me insane. They just continue to hurt themselves and each other again and again and again and again, and I'm just like, where is the limit? However, I really liked the ending. It was really well done. Also, sex is used as a plot device a lot in this book. It was too much for me, which is saying a lot. However, I know that there are gonna be moments from this book that like haunt me. And isn't that also a sign of a good book, that like it makes you think about it and like come back and think about it again and again instead of just like immediately forgetting about it? I'm gonna continue listening while I eat breakfast, and if you saw last night, I'm working on a hat. This is actually going to be the same pattern as the hat I was wearing earlier in the vlog. My family is going skiing this winter, and I'm making all of us like matching hats but different colors. Very like Weasley family vibe. I am 5 hours away from finishing, so we're just gonna finish Heartbones and we're gonna start Reminders of Him and see if I can finish this. And I'm gonna think twice before I do a reading challenge from BookTube again. Okay. Hey everyone, so I just finished listening to Heartbones on audiobook, and I have to say the beginning, the first half of that book was kind of slow, but I loved the last half. I loved how it ended. Some of the things that I predicted would happen did come true. So I guess the book was a little bit predictable, but I loved how it ended. I loved that Bea ended up choosing herself in the end. I know that sounds really selfish, but so many times have I seen and read situations where the women choose other people over their needs and desires first, and she ends up choosing herself and learning a lot about herself in the process, and I just love that. I'm like a huge sucker for character development. I have 3 hours and like 10 minutes left of the challenge. I'm gonna start Reminders of Him and see how far I get. I'm ready for the challenge to be over. 2.5 hours to go. I am 30 pages into Reminders of Him. I think it's going to be interesting, but yeah, I'm really liking the writing style of this one a lot. I feel like this is what happened with Ugly Love, is the beginning of it really scooped me in, and then the middle of it had me like, so I'm really hoping that I enjoy the middle of this book too. This book is sad, but I think it's my favorite one that I've read so far during this challenge. I'm 140 pages in, and I think I have like 15 minutes left of the challenge. Hey again, everyone. I finally finished the challenge. We reached 24 hours of reading. I am currently on page 165 of Reminders of Him. I'm really glad that I ended with this book because I know I'm only halfway, but this has been my favorite of the 4 books that I've read so far during this challenge. So I'm really glad that I'm ending on this one because Ugly Love really wasn't for me. It just didn't sit well with me, and that was really off-putting. I think normally I would have taken a break after a book like that, but I didn't because of this situation. This book is so sad and like beautiful and nuanced, and I'm really glad I'm finally reading it. I understand this hype around this book a lot. I'm so tired. I feel like my brain is still not functioning properly and it's really hard to form like conversations and sentences. My brain is so fried right now. I'm very glad that this challenge is over. And I'm probably going to go into a reading slump after this. I feel it coming. Plus next month is NaNoWriMo, so I will be participating in that. I would love to know if you guys are going to be participating as well. And I'm going to use NaNoWriMo as motivation to finish the edits on my book. I'm about halfway through second round edits of my novel. Then I'm going to query it. I'm nervous. That's not the point of this video. See what I mean? My brain's just like everywhere. I'm gonna go now. I wish you all the best. I hope you had an amazing time. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was not what I expected, but I'm glad I finished it. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. See you next time. Bye bye.